What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 8 and 9 of season 2 of Solo Leveling. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch these two episodes. We're playing catch up, but we're going to be talking full spoilers ahead. So like I said, hopefully you've watched these episodes. We'll do a real quick recap of both episode 8 and 9. In episode 8, we continue on Jinwoo's journey through the Solo dungeon that he's been going through for a while. He ends up running into is she an elf?
Demon.
Demon. She's a demon named Essel that... basically, at the point where he's going to defeat her, she surrenders. She agrees to take him to her people to get the permit he's looking for. He gets the permit. He wants her to come with him as a guide, basically. The people that she is with recognize that he's like super powerful. They don't want any of that smoke, so they agree to what he wants, but he agrees to keep her safe. They end up going through some floors while it's happening. In the real world, ants have attacked, or a single ant attacked, was it?
It's an island out in Japan's territory.
Yeah. In Japan's territory, and it ended up killing some E and C ranks, right?
MB.
MB. It was a bad motherfucker, and apparently it is as powerful as an A rank, so just think about all the ants attacking. It's a big problem. So they plan to do another counterattack on Jeju Island, but they have to mobilize and get a plan. They also have the guildmaster from Japan come, and they decided to do a joint effort to attack the island. Basically, the Japanese guild will be bringing 10 S ranks, including the main dude, to basically keep the ants busy while all the main guilds we know already will be attacking the queen, because the ants have a 1-year lifespan. They can kill the queen, they can't replicate, and at the very least they'll have to wait out a year for them to thin out. So that's the plan. We go back into the dungeon with Jinwoo and Essel, and we've gotten to the point where he's basically telling her to go back. Everything's going to get a lot stronger from here on out. She wants to witness Jinwoo's power, and he agrees to it. So he keeps going forward until he runs into a demon monarch, basically the boss of level 100, right?
Yeah, the Baron or something like that.
Yeah. I just remember when he killed, it said demon monarch. So, but yeah, Baron. And it's a big, crazy fight. Jinwoo is definitely tested in this fight. His summons are kind of becoming a detriment to him, because the Baron Demon Monarch dude is able to wipe them out so quickly that's going to suck up his mana. So he has to decide to just get in there and attack the dude. He ends up, the guy's up on like a dragon, he ends up beheading it. He comes to the ground, they fight on the ground. Big crazy fight. Finally, Jinwoo is kind of being bested, which is wild to see. He is holding the dude's 2 weapons, unarmed, and the guy's about to shoot him with a mouth laser, and Essel threw like a spear or something.
Her double sword, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't do shit to the monarch, but it did draw his attention enough for Jinwoo to give him an atomic uppercut to the head, completely
after ripping his arms off.
Destroying, yeah, he ripped his arms off, completely destroys his head, decapitates him, and all is good from there on out. Anything else I missed in episode 8?
Jinwoo asks Essel some questions about the system.
Oh yeah.
And we get a lot more information on where monsters come from, basically. Yep. And then the system tells her to shut up.
Yeah, she and her people were somewhere, and then
they had their own home.
Yeah, and then they're put here,
Yep.
Basically with a mission implanted in their head to protect this place.
Yep.
So you get a little more lore to what the system is even doing, and that now we know people came from somewhere. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping forward to episode 9, we start off with Jinwoo completing his mission. He makes the elixir of life. He gains a dragon, and he gets a move where he can teleport to wherever one of his shadow army dudes are at. He uses that to leave the dungeon, also telling
Essel,
that he has to leave. She has to get back to level 80 on her own, but that he's going to come back. Is that what he said? See her again?
I
don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't either.
So yeah, he ends up leaving. He flies to his mom on his new dragon, and he gives her the elixir. And after a long wait, we find out that it worked. She is healed from everything physical, but also what she had going on with the sleep thing. She wakes up. She and he have an emotional, very well animated cry sesh. And then the next day, his sister shows up. She also cries, and they all have a big family reunion. And this is what Jinwoo was after. We get some little hints here and there of like he's conflicted on what his ambition now is because he achieved what he needed to, but also he doesn't feel like he's the same dude he once was because he's gone so far in his solo leveling that he's not the same guy anymore. So he's feeling conflicted. He gets recruited to help with the effort on Jeju Island. The assault that's going to take place with all the guilds from there and all the guilds from Japan, and he's not sure if he wants to help necessarily, but it would be a good opportunity for him to level, and I'm sure there's something in him that wants to help at the very least with the problem. But now that he has his family back together, he doesn't feel like he necessarily needs to do this. So yeah, he is being talked into doing this. They go and watch the rest of the guild leaders and S ranks sparring, getting ready, practicing for the assault. The Japanese S ranks show up, and basically they're sizing each other up because they don't see each other ever, and they decide to do a friendly sparring match with some set rules, and it builds up all the characters, and then the credits happen. So guess we'll see that in the next episode, but I can't wait. Did I miss anything big? There's a couple conversations in there about going back to the island and whether certain people don't want to go, certain people want to go.
We were introduced to an American S rank during they had an interview because they were basically telling the public.
Thomas and Andre?
Yeah, something
I think
like
that's
that.
his name.
But yeah, the guild head of Korea basically was like having to, address the nation about the fourth assault about to happen. But I guess during that, this American S-rank hunter, showed up because he had said if he was ever in town, he would.
But he can't get involved because it's an international thing. Although he's like super powerful, they said like he's like as powerful as like a nation.
A nation's military.
Yeah. But he's lingering around, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
He's also
diplomatically hands are tied though. Apparently.
Yeah. He's also super goofy looking, but
he's very much a depiction of Americans in animes.
Yeah. But I hope he's a fun character.
Oh, sure.
Typically, the way they depict Americans is always, this is Korean, but Japanese stuff typically depicts Americans in a positive light, even though they're goofy. Same thing with American movies and stuff. Always depict Japanese. It's weird. We have like a kind of a back and forth on make sure we both look cool, but this is Korean stuff, so we'll see. But I have a similar feeling will happen here. So, so he's hanging out, doing stuff. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. What we think of these two episodes? Jinwoo's finally accomplished his soul leveling aspirations.
Yeah, it's actually really nice to see the conclusion of basically the motivation.
Yeah, it's weird
because he was the breadwinner, although barely when he first started, and that has actually become something he accomplished. So that was nice to see. Obviously the moment when the mother woke up and the, like you said, it was a very well animated emotional scene, which
you could tell they
was
took the
pretty
time.
Cool to see actually.
Yeah, they took the time with every frame.
Yeah, you typically see the watering eyes and the down, and that's like about as fancy as that kind of stuff gets. And that was like a whole like emotional moment.
Even the head movements in the eyes were animated very smoothly. That was like they really, and it's good because like this is like the reward.
Yeah,
this is the big thing. He's been hoping for, and we as people watching him go on his journey are hoping for. So it felt like they took the time and put in the respect of our time to give us a moment that had emotion.
Yeah, and I was really appreciate it because, like, as someone who just enjoys watching anime, I mean, even like this could be a weird reference, but and I don't want to say too much because we're not talking about that anime. But in Chainsaw Man, there's like a living in home moment that's like incredibly animated, and there's like no reason for it. It's just basically show off time, right? This is has a little more reason than that, I'd say, but it's still very much like a nice little show off time, and it kind of gives a fun bit of animation for something that's not just action. So I really like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I always appreciate animation in general. Well done animation. It doesn't always have to be combat. Like, yeah, Chainsaw Man's a perfect example. There's some scenes that they're like really trying to build the scene and the atmosphere, and they put the time in to make that work. And this felt very similar.
Yeah. Yeah. So to go back to the dungeon real quick though, the 100th floor dungeon, that was a lot of fun. Seeing him progress and then actually fight something that made him work for it for sure. Drained all of his mana. Was being assaulted so much that he didn't even have time to drink a mana potion to try to recover that. And then was kind of faced with a situation where he technically was gonna lose, but still threw in that distraction because she was apparently decided to be a goat in that moment, and gave him the opening he needed to win, which was really cool to see. Plus now he's got Pet Dragon. Who doesn't want one, right?
Sure. Just another thing to add to his arsenal of cool stuff.
Yeah, well, that and teleporting now every 3 minutes.
Yep. Which will definitely come in handy.
Yep, that's a wild ability to have, especially when he has an entire army he can summon.
He's already like super fast and can go stealth and stuff. Now you can just like
Trade places.
Theoretically teleport behind somebody.
Well,
Or get out of the way of an attack instantly.
he could just put shadows all over the planet at that point and like just be wherever he wanted.
Fast travel.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
yeah, because he did have those guys patrolling town.
to keep his sister safe, and that's how he got out of the dungeon. It's like crazy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, more of the S ranks, stuff is cool too, to see all the different people and seeing them all join in one place. Obviously, for this major raid that I'm sure we're gonna get to see. Maybe not this season. We'll see though.
You don't think it's gonna be like the finale?
It might be. I hope it is, but
That'd be cool.
they could also just build up to it and be like, "Come back next season."
Yeah, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be because this is episode 8 and 9. Is it going to be 12?
10, 11, 12, 3 more.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know what they can do in those 3 episodes, but it would be a great way to have some kind of assault happen and then, like, the next season starts after it. But also, now that I'm thinking about the amount of episodes they're probably going to get, it's probably going to be they get there and that's going to be in season
That'll be the
3.
Yeah, the end. It would be a big old cliffhanger.
Yeah, because I feel like next episode is going to be like getting to know the Japanese S ranks, and I feel like so within 2 episodes, it's just going to be them traveling there, and something will probably happen in the town or something, and then Jinwoo's going to have to do something. I don't know. We'll find out.
Also, probably
If you know, don't tell us.
It's also a good time for like some slowdown because we just got done, with a major event.
Sure.
So,
Major checkpoint.
yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to kind of bring up? Because it was pretty straightforward, even though there were some little neat breadcrumbs in there.
Yeah.
Especially like getting introduced to now 2 other countries' hunters, which is kind of neat to see. Because we've been basically just in Korea this whole show. So we're going to see, to find out that, all these countries have their own S-rank hunters. So it wasn't that Jinwoo was the 10th S-rank hunter ever. It was Korea's
just in country.
10th. And then that Japan has 11. And then we know that obviously America has 1 that they're making a big deal out of as well. So I don't know.
One super S rank.
He's just the guy.
We also got a good little tidbit that I needed to hear because I'm confused on why S rank is like the end and they don't have like SS or like S plus or whatever, because one of the Japanese S ranks was saying that their S rank seemed weaker than him by like a lot. It's hard to even call them S ranks compared to him. So that shows that there's a huge, just like with Jinwoo, he's just going to keep getting more powerful.
Yeah, he's a problem.
But it shows there's a gigantic chasm between power level once you hit S rank.
Yeah, because the machines just stop working. After that, it's just like...
Yeah, they need to come up with a different title for certain people who are higher than S rank. Maybe, like I said, SS, SSS.
Well, it's just funny, too, because, like, obviously, like for us at least, like, all we know is like Jinwoo can level, right?
Yep.
And no one else can. So that like some of these people
That we know of.
are just that good.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, which we already could say about S ranks in general, but now that we have this basically ecosystem of S ranks and their power rank scaling, so
And whatever the fuck's going on with Jinwoo's dad, who's apparently a motherfucker.
monster, yeah.
Yeah, and then his mom brought him up, which is interesting.
Yeah, to kind of give like some personality, like he was a
Firefighter.
wanting to help people type of guy.
Yeah.
And he's just been in dungeons for how long was it?
I don't remember.
Because
Long
she was
time.
out for 4 years. So, anyways, a lot of things here and there. The show's really good about constantly having an avenue to travel down, while also it has been tidying stuff up, which I have to appreciate. Because
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting some resolution, or at least something happening with the island, because that's been a constant theme since the first season, and now something's finally happening with it. I'm like, cool. Because now I feel less in the dark about it.
yeah, and we keep heading towards these endings for the stuff that started in season 1, but we keep also opening doors for other stuff too.
Well, like his mom.
Yeah.
That's
It's done.
done.
Wow.
Unless something happens
Right.
to her. But which I wouldn't put it past the show. It seems like they're willing to do some extreme stuff. But yeah, that's one thing finished.
Yeah, and
So.
I do think, and hopefully the island is this for us, but Jinwoo is getting a bit comfortable with being just like the winner, right? So,
Except for this fight he just had.
sure, but that was it was still like a 1 episode deal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping we get something that's a little more intense for him, because he used to get his butt kicked and like have to run away and stuff, and he hasn't had to do that in a while. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, awesome 2 episodes. This whole season's just been really good, so I'm very happy with it.
It's kind of crazy that Jinwoo is basically gonna, if he goes to the island, be able to bring a whole army with him. I mean, they're not gonna be.
And get some ants.
Yeah, true. And his main minions have leveled up, so they're more powerful than they were before, which is also worth noting that they can just level up like that. So
Though watching Igris get clapped in 1 hit was kind of crazy.
yeah, true. But we need to see stuff like that every once in a while. So just because, you don't want to get to the point where it's just like nobody can beat Jinwoo.
Right.
Which so far nobody can, but like, at least in that episode, we got to see a challenge, so which was nice, but also gratifying because we've been watching him attempting this dungeon for a while now. So to finally finish it, it needed to end in a way that felt like there was a final challenge to it. So
Well, also the magic nerd in me loved the shooting lightning in the sky, creating a donut of clouds that were just shooting lightning bolts everywhere. That was dope for me. So
true. Yeah, the fight was good. These 2 episodes are really good. This whole season's been really good so far. Every time we review any of the episodes, I was like, that was cool. I liked that. So season 2 has been way better than the first season, and it's made first season better retroactively.
Yeah.
So it's been good. But yeah, these episodes were good. I thought the whole dynamic between him and Essel in the dungeon was a little rushed, but fun. That he found kind of an ally, even though she early on was getting ready to backstab him. So it would be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. If not, whatever. That was just the dungeon. But
also getting, and we kind of brought it up earlier, but getting more information on the system, which was nice as well.
yeah, which we want to know more about that. So that was good. The fight scene was cool as well. I liked it. Already went over that, but it was good to see him challenged. I thought the resolution of the fight was great, where he punched the dude's head off. Really intense. A lot of different animation styles going on there, from black and white pictures to really well animated animations and all that stuff. So I really liked that. The resolution with his mom as well. I wasn't expecting to work out so well, but I'm kind of glad they just did it. We don't have to keep playing with that. It's just over, which is nice. Now something else can happen.
He still
that
has
can
5 more
challenge him.
potions too.
Yeah, so that might come in handy on the island if someone gets fucked up. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm stoked to find out more about the Japanese S ranks. I like the idea that we're now introducing international just other S ranks from other places. I'm also really curious about the American one. I've been wondering about the American S ranks in general. So I'm glad we're getting a little hint at that. I'd like to also see from other countries. That'd be kind of cool if the show gets big enough to even start introducing people from other places. It makes sense Japan would get involved. They're all in a pretty close area, so they're all affected by
They share water.
this. Yeah, we'll see if we get some Chinese S ranks. That'd be interesting, but not in this arc. But yeah, they seem cool. I want to see more on them, and I barely know anything about the ones that already exist in Korea. So I mean, I've seen a little bit on them, but
Yeah, we got introduced to an S rank healer that is retired. Like,
Yeah.
you're just like, hi, I'm an S rank healer. I'm retired. Like,
Yeah.
that was it.
So yeah, a lot of characters we got to get to know. Hopefully, they're not just cannon fodder, but we'll find out. I guess we'll see how powerful the ants are in their numbers, and how powerful the queen is, and what kind of wrench can be thrown into the machine that might throw us off on where things could go. Looking forward to seeing that, though. Looking forward to seeing next episode to get to know the characters further. And yeah, just really curious to see where things go, because we got some resolutions, like you said. We got some new pathways open now. So with this show, I never know where it's going to go outside of I know he's just going to keep leveling. So solo leveling. But yeah, really good 2 episodes. Really enjoyed them. Looking forward to how the season's going to end, because like we discussed already, there's a couple ways they could go with this. I have my speculations, but yeah, I feel like it's not gonna be a long wait, though. I feel like season 2 came out like really quick, and it doesn't feel like they rushed it. It's been good, so. But it came out really fast.
Yeah, I assume it was probably in production, same part as one. They just probably needed time to finish it. So.
Yeah, just like now they could already be working on season 3, like in pre-production. So by the time they do announce it, they'll already have been working on it. So especially with how popular the show is, so I wouldn't be surprised by that. But yeah, overall, 2 great episodes. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next ones. You got anything else you want to say?
Nope, I think that's it.
I want to see the American S rank. I want to see what kind of dorky, confident machismo personality he has.
It's obviously not the same show, and I again, spoiler wise, I don't want to say too much, but in My Hero Academia, the most recent season, they had an American person, and the way they talked, I was like, So
Who's that dude in One Piece that's supposed to be American?
it's Frankie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking dope. I haven't even seen him in the show, but every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, dude, that guy's the shit.
He's not American, but he's
based off of it, yeah.
Americans,
Yeah. So, yeah. So let us know in the comments. What do you guys think about episode 8 and 9 of Solo Leveling? What were some of the big highlights? Maybe there's things we didn't talk about in these episodes that you'd like to talk about. Hit it in the comments. If you got spoilers, please put a spoiler warning or something like that, even though these are spoiler reviews. Well, no, don't. Just say it. We're already talking spoilers here. So, and where do you think things are going? Unless you know, please don't tell us, because we have not read the manhwa. We want to go in as blind as possible. It's more fun that way for everybody. Thank you for understanding. And yeah, if you got any recommendations on animes, movies, whatever, we got some ideas for after this season's over of things we want to watch. But if you have any recommendations, we will consider them. I've been Seth, this has been Chevy, and stay tuned. We'll have more reviews coming soon. Until then, we will talk to you guys later.